Hello, this is aredsmoke broadcasting to you live from the basement of the revolution. This is part 2 of my comeback series, 2010, October. I'm talking about aliens, folks. Now, the truth is, we, as a people, and I'm not just talking about the Americans, I'm talking about all peoples in the whole world, Africans, Middle Eastern people, Indians, and I mean Native Americans, people from Nepal, people from Saskatchewan, people from Thai, Laos, Cambodia, all those people, dude. All people are being controlled by aliens. And I do mean aliens. I completely mean aliens. I'm talking about those gray motherfuckers with the big eyes and shit. And it's because these gray motherfuckers are just more evolved versions of us. I mean, their skin is a light gray with a very soft, smooth texture. Their eyes are very big. Their heads are very big, meaning that their cranial mass is greater, allowing for more brain mass. And they are us thousands of years in the future who traveled back in time. But that brings me to my next point. If you have ever read the Bible, then you must have read Genesis. Because if I know anything about the Bible, then I know that most people read either the first part, which is Genesis, or the last part, which is Revelation. They don't really read the middle part, which is like Leviticus and Numbers, because it's just a bunch of rules and a bunch of fucking old Hebrew bullshit, and it gets boring, and fucking Jacobim and shit like that. But the truth is, the gods of the Old Testament, and I do mean gods, because if you think of the Old Testament, and especially if you're Mormon, you must listen to me, because the word which was translated as God in the Old Testament was actually the word Elohim, which Mormons use as the name for God. However, Elohim is a plural noun. Elohim does not mean God, it means gods. It's a plural. And that shit you can look up on the internet and research for yourself. Just do it. So, basically, we were created by gods who were our image. You know, if you ever read the Old Testament in Genesis, then it talked about God creating man and woman in His image. Man and woman in His image. Now, this makes perfect sense if you think of God as a species of aliens who came back, seeded life on Earth, and created us in their image, for better or for worse. Now, I conclude that these beings who created us were time travelers from the future, because if the Bible says that God or the gods created us in their image, then they must be human. You know? They must be humans from a far distant future. Probably in a timeline where the Earth is uninhabitable. Either it has been destroyed by humankind or some other natural force. Perhaps humans have been forced to live on the Moon or Mars or Venus. Probably not Venus, but at least the Moon or Mars. And they've come back for some fucking reason. I mean, there could be fucking any number of reasons. If you had a time machine, you could travel back in time with a fucking toaster, dude. With a battery-powered toaster. And if you stuck 2 pieces of bread in that fucking toaster, toasted those shits, fucking cavemen would be bowing to you, dude. Like a fucking god. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have to do much. Anyways, that's part 2.